Have you ever wondered why some men can spark a fire in a woman's heart with just a few words, while others struggle no matter how hard they try? Now imagine this. You're sitting across from the woman you like. The air is filled with unspoken tension. You want her to feel drawn to you, to think about you even after you've left. But instead of bragging, instead of trying to prove your worth, you simply ask her the right questions. And suddenly, she can't stop smiling, laughing, and feeling deeply connected to you. That's what we're talking about today. 10 questions that make any woman go crazy for you, inspired by timeless Stoic wisdom. But before we dive in, let me ask you, do you want your love life to completely transform? If yes, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button and watch this video till the very end, because I promise you, these 10 questions can change the way women look at you forever. Let's dive in. Question 1. What's something you've always dreamed of doing, but never told anyone? Let me ask you something. Do you remember that one dream you've carried in your heart since childhood? A dream so close, so fragile, that you never dared to tell anyone because you feared they would laugh, judge, or maybe break it? We all have that secret dream. And here's the truth. When you ask a woman this question, you're not just starting a conversation. You're unlocking a door into the most vulnerable corner of her heart. Think about it. Most guys will ask her about her job, her hobbies, or her favorite movie. But you go deeper. You say, what's something you've always dreamed of doing, but never told anyone? And suddenly she pauses. She looks at you differently, because no one ever cared enough to ask her that. I'll share a story with you. There was a man broken after a painful breakup. His nights were haunted with the laughter of his ex that he could still hear in his mind. He thought love had ended for him, but then one day he sat across a woman he had just met. And instead of pretending to be strong, instead of faking confidence, he simply asked her this question. She went quiet, her eyes softened, and she whispered, "I've always dreamed of moving to Italy and painting the streets of Florence, but I've never told anyone. They'd think it's silly." Do you see the beauty in that? In that one moment, she wasn't just talking about Italy. She was showing him her secret self. And that man, he became unforgettable to her. Not because of charm, money, or looks, but because he dared to care about the dream she never shared. Now let me ask you, what's your hidden dream? Is it writing that book you never finished? Is it telling your ex how much you still miss her? Or is it something wild, like traveling the world with no plan? Think about it. Because when you share dreams, you share souls. The Stoics believe that our true desires reveal our nature. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." When she tells you her hidden dream, she's telling you who she truly wants to be. And by listening, you become the man who sees her, not as the world forces her to be, but as she secretly longs to become. So remember, this question is not just about curiosity. It's about intimacy. It's about saying, "Show me the you that no one else has seen." Question 2. What memory makes you smile no matter how bad your day is? Close your eyes for a second. Think of the hardest day of your life. Maybe it was when your ex walked away, leaving you shattered. Maybe it was when you stared at the ceiling at 3 a.m., asking yourself, why wasn't I enough? But in those darkest moments, didn't one memory always come back to rescue you? A memory so powerful that even for a second it made the pain disappear? That's what this question is about. When you ask a woman, what memory makes you smile no matter how bad your day is? You're not just asking for a story. You're asking her to bring back a piece of heaven into the room with you. Let me share something. A friend of mine asked this to a woman he liked. She had gone through heartbreak herself, so he knew she carried hidden pain. When he asked, she paused, smiled faintly, and said, "When I was little, my dad used to put me on his shoulders and take me to the park. No matter how bad life gets, that memory makes me feel safe again." Her eyes teared up, not with sadness, but with gratitude. And guess what? In that moment, she wasn't just remembering her father. She was experiencing that warmth. And because he asked, she started associating that warmth with him. Here's why this works. Women don't fall for men who only bring excitement. They fall for men who bring them home, who make them feel safe, understood, and cherished. And when you bring out her happiest memory, you become a part of that safe place. Now pause for a second. What's that memory for you? Is it the first time your ex looked at you with love in her eyes?
Is it the laughter you shared with friends who felt like family?
Or maybe it's something small, like your mother's voice calling you for dinner, Whatever it is, you know how powerful it feels. And that's why this question is so magnetic, because it's not about her memory. It's about her emotions. And emotions are what women remember. The Stoics said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By asking this, you lead her to thoughts of happiness, and she starts linking that happiness with you. So don't just ask what she does. Ask what she remembers. That's how you stop being another guy and become the man who makes her smile even on her darkest days. Question 3. If you could relive one day of your life, what day would it be? Now this one cuts deep. Think about it. Everyone has that one day, a golden day. The day we wish we could press rewind and live again. For some, it's the day they fell in love. For others, it's a childhood moment of pure innocence. For you, maybe it's the day you held your ex for the last time, wishing you could freeze that moment forever. When you ask a woman this question, you're not just being curious. You're handing her the keys to her heart's time machine. And when she answers, she's not just telling you about her past. She's bringing you into the most precious chapter of her life. Let me tell you a story. A man once asked this to a woman he was falling for. She paused, thought deeply, and then said softly, "The day my grandmother and I baked a cake together. It was so simple, but it felt like love in its purest form." That answer may sound small, but do you see what happened? In that moment, she wasn't just telling him about a cake. She was reliving love, safety, and belonging. And because he asked, she tied those feelings to him. And here's the Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius said, "The present is all we have to live in, yet the memory of the past is often our sweetest teacher." By asking her about that one day, you show her you're not afraid of depth. You're not chasing just physical attraction. You're chasing her soul. Now let me flip it back to you. If you could relive one day, what would it be? Would it be the first date with your ex when your heart beat like a drum? Or would it be a day from childhood, before the heartbreaks, before the betrayals, when love felt simple and pure? This question works because it's not about fantasy. It's about truth. And truth is what bonds people together. When she tells you her golden day, she's handing you a key, a glimpse into what love really means to her. So remember, don't just be the man who lives in the present. Be the man who cares enough to ask about the day she wishes she could live forever. That's how you go from temporary to unforgettable. Question 4. What do you value most in a man? Let me ask you a raw question first. When your ex left you, was it because you weren't rich enough, tall enough, handsome enough, or because she felt something was missing inside? See, women don't fall for a man just because of looks or charm. Those things fade. What really makes them stay is what they value most in a man. And here's the secret. When you ask a woman this question, you're not just curious. You're showing her that you're brave enough to know the truth. I'll tell you a story. A man still broken from his heartbreak once asked this to a woman during a quiet walk. She hesitated at first, then whispered, "Loyalty, because I've been with men who said they loved me. But the moment life got hard, they disappeared." Do you see how powerful that is? In that one answer, she revealed her wounds, her fears, and her standard for love. And because he asked, she looked at him not just as another guy, but as the one who cared enough to know her heart. Now let me flip this back to you. What do you value most in a woman? Is it beauty? Or is it loyalty, kindness, or the ability to heal your broken soul? Think about it, because often what we value comes from the scars of our past. If your ex betrayed you, you'll value honesty. If she abandoned you, you'll value consistency. Here's the Stoic wisdom. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." A woman doesn't need a man with everything. She needs a man with the one quality she values most. So when you ask her this question, you're telling her, "I want to know what matters to you, not just what pleases me, and trust me." That's when she begins to see you as unforgettable. Question 5. What scares you the most about love? Now this one goes straight to the heart. Think of your own fears. Maybe you fear giving your heart again after your ex shattered it into pieces. Maybe you fear being too much, or not enough. Or maybe you fear that every love story ends in goodbye. Women carry these fears too. And when you ask her, what scares you the most about love? You're not just flirting. You're inviting her to open the locked box where she hides her pain. Let me share a story. A man once asked this to a woman who had been hurt before. She paused and with tears in her eyes said, I'm scared of giving my everything and being left behind again. That answer wasn't just about fear. It was about her past heartbreak, her vulnerability, her truth, and because she spoke it out loud to him, she felt safe in his presence. That's what makes this question powerful. Most men avoid it because they're scared of hearing the truth. But the Stoics remind us, don't fear the truth. Fear living without it. When you know her fear, you don't just know her mind. You know her soul. Now let me ask you, what scares you about love? Is it loving again and getting broken? Is it trusting again and being betrayed? Or is it the fear of never finding someone like your ex no matter how hard you try? When she tells you her fear, don't rush to fix it. Just listen. Because sometimes, the most attractive man is the one who holds her pain without judgment. That's how you turn fear into connection. Question 6. What's the most beautiful thing someone has ever done for you? Pause for a moment. Think about your past. What's the most beautiful thing someone has ever done for you? Maybe your ex stayed up all night when you were sick. Maybe a friend sat with you in silence while you cried. Or maybe your mother sacrificed everything just to see you smile. Whatever it is, that moment is etched in your soul forever. Now imagine asking a woman this same question. What's the most beautiful thing someone has ever done for you? She won't just give you an answer. She'll give you her heart. Because the most beautiful gesture in her life is tied to the deepest gratitude she's ever felt. And because you asked, she'll connect that gratitude to you. Question 10. What does love mean to you? We end with the most powerful question of all. Why? Because everyone uses the word love, but everyone defines it differently. And when you ask her, what does love mean to you? You're not just asking for words. You're asking for her soul. Let me share a story. A man once asked this during a deep conversation. She thought for a moment, then said, love is when someone sees all your flaws and stays anyway. That one sentence told him everything. She wasn't chasing perfection. She was chasing presence. Here's the Stoic connection. Seneca wrote, love is a friendship set on fire. True love isn't grand gestures or fleeting passion. It's the daily choice to stay, to understand, to forgive. Now let me ask you, what does love mean to you? Is it the warmth of holding your ex at 2 a.m., whispering promises you couldn't keep? Or is it the courage to try again after heartbreak nearly destroyed you? Whatever it is, your answer defines you. When she tells you what love means to her, she's giving you the blueprint to her heart. And when you listen, really listen, you become the man she associates with her deepest truth. This isn't a question to end a conversation. It's a question that lingers. Long after she goes home, she'll be thinking about it. And she'll be thinking about you. Conclusion. So there you have it. 10 questions that make any woman go crazy for you. Grounded in Stoic wisdom, crafted not for games, but for real connection. Remember, it's not about asking questions like a checklist. It's about listening, feeling, and connecting. If this video touched your heart, make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. And remember, watch this again whenever you feel lost in love. Because these questions have the power to bring you back. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.